After many requests, we are here to see if the 9am CRT model can pass a prop firm challenge, because this trader here and YouTuber gives us his simplified CRT model and says it can earn us $1,000 a day. Let's see. My name is Eddy Pips, and I'm on a mission to test trading strategies to see if they truly stand up to the prop firm challenge. Before we get started, if you have a strategy in mind, drop it in the comments. I'll try to test it. Let me break down how this works. I find a trading strategy, I pick a random month, I backtest it trade by trade using FXReplay. We track wins, losses, drawdown, and whether it hits the prop firm's rules. Some strategies will pass a prop firm challenge in a few days, and some might fail in less than a week. We try to test a whole month or more until either profit target is hit or drawdown is. Before we get started, if you're having trouble picking a prop firm or you're looking to get started with one, let me quickly tell you about Earn to Trade. 8 years in the business, 4.7 star rating on Trustpilot with perks like free resets, free education, and scalable plans. This is the prop firm I would recommend to family and friends. Grab 60% off through the link in the description before September 14th. Let's dive back in. All right, let's dive into this 9am CRT model and see what it's all about and see why so many people have been requesting it. As always, I will drop the link to the original video in the description. First things first, we are going to be on GBPUSD because that is the pair that he was annotating in his video. The time frame is going to be 1 hour and 5 minutes for context. So first, we're going to be on our 1 hour chart. We're on GBPUSD. We're going to come down here in the bottom right hand corner and we're going to make sure that we are on UTC -4 New York. And we are going to wait for the 8 a.m. candle to close. So here we are on the 1 hour chart. This is the 8 a.m. candle. On the 1 hour chart, mark the high and low of the 8 a.m. candle. So we are going to mark the high and the low of the 8 a.m. candle. The entry, he says, has to be before 10 a.m. So if it helps you, you can take a vertical line and draw it at 10 a.m. so that you know to stop taking trades once price passes this line. Then step 2, drop down onto the 5-minute time frame and wait for a sweep of the high or the low. So here we are. We have our high and our low drawn of the 8 a.m. candle. We have our vertical line at 10 a.m., which we will stop looking for trades. You can continue to hold the trade past 10 a.m. You just can't enter after 10 a.m. Here we are. We're going to wait for a sweep of either the high or the low on the 5-minute time frame. All right, and here we go. We have our sweep of the high on the 5-minute time frame. Once we have that, step 3 is we wait for a candle to close with body back inside of the range, and that is also on the 5-minute time frame. So we need the next candle to close below this high, and here we are. So now step 4, we can drop down onto the 1-minute time frame. Here we are on the 1-minute time frame. Look for a liquidity sweep of a high or low that was created and a CISD, which is change in the state of delivery. We are going to mark out a high and we are going to wait for a liquidity sweep. All right, and here you can see that we have our sweep of liquidity there. And now we are looking for a change in the state of delivery. So essentially what we're looking for, since we're looking for sells, what we're looking for is, now that we have that liquidity sweep, we are going to look for the last up close candles, series of up close candles to be closed below in order to enter. So here you can see that we created another high and had another liquidity sweep. So what we're doing, we have our high here. This is our new set of series of down close candles that we are looking to be closed below to enter. And here you can see we have a close below the up close candles. We are going to enter on the retest of those up close candles. We're going to set our stop loss at this high and we are going to target 1 to 2. Here we get entered into the trade and you can see price runs down and hits our take profit. So again, let's recap. We are on the 1 hour time frame. Mark the high and low of the 8 a.m. candle. So once this 8 a.m. candle closes, you are going to mark the high and the low. You are going to drop down onto the 5-minute time frame and you're going to wait for price to sweep the high or the low. So you can see that the high was swept here, and we are going to wait for the next candle or any candle after that to close below the high, which we have right here. Then we drop down onto the 1 minute time frame, and we are looking for a high to be created and then swept. So here you can see we had our high that was swept. And what we do is look for a change in the state of delivery. So we are annotating those last up candles that took out that liquidity, and we're waiting for price to close below them, which we did right here with this candle. And we enter at that same line here that we drew. So that retest of those last up close candles here, we enter there. Our stop loss goes above the previous high here, and we target 2R. So for our buy example here, again, we are on the 1 hour chart. We are marking the high and the low of the 8 a.m. candle once it closes. Then we are dropping down onto the 5 minute time frame, and we are looking for a sweep of the low or the high. Here you can see that we have a sweep of the low. Now what we're waiting for is price to close back above that low inside of the range. And here you can see that happen right there. We're going to drop down onto the 1 minute time frame, and we are going to wait for a low to be created and then swept. So we have a low here. Let's see if we can get another low created. We have another low created right here. We're going to wait for this low or this low to be swept. All right, and here you can see that the low was swept. Now what we're doing is we're looking for, so this right here is the leg that swept that liquidity. So we're looking for this series of down close candles right here to be closed above, and that will be our bullish order block, and we'll be entering on the retest of there. And here you can see price closes above that series of down close candles, and we're going to go ahead and enter here for a long. We are going to put our stop loss 1 pip below this low, as he says in his video, and we are going to target 2R, and let's see how this one plays out. So you can see we have the retest there. We are entered in on this trade. We start to trade away from it. And our entry did happen before 10 a.m. here. You can see at 9:18 is when we entered. And there you can see we hit our take profit. So what I will say, guys, is I am on August 13th. And this is only the second example I was able to find that was a winner from the 22nd of September, which is today. So yeah, let's just dive into the analytics. This one might take a little bit, but bear with me, guys. And please do not forget to drop down in the comments anything that I can do or any information that I could provide to make these videos a lot more helpful for you. I know I've been getting a lot of requests for this specific CRT model, and I've been getting a lot of requests for the TJR model. I am more of a mechanical strategy guy. So what that means is I'm looking for a set of rules that are so easy and simplistic to follow that there is no subjectivity to it. So something that I see is going to be the same exact thing that somebody else sees. And the mechanical rules for entry are the same regardless of who is trading that instrument. Unfortunately, TJR's strategy is very subjective. Okay, so I am studying it at the current moment to see if I can make it mechanical, but please stay tuned, guys. Just enjoy the content that I'm putting out for you right now, and let's see how the analytics of this trading strategy look and see if it can pass a prop firm challenge. All right, let's set up our FXReplay. Don't forget you can get 15% off down in the description. The bottom right here, we're going to click on new session. We're going to name the session 9 a.m. candle CRT. Our starting balance is 10,000. I make it 10,000 so that it's easier to distinguish what 1% is, 2% is, 3% is, so on and so forth. Our asset is going to be GBPUSD. We're going to use the Owanda, and the initial date we are going to start off in January 2nd here, because the first was New Year's, and we are just going to put today's date. We are going to create a session. It is going to take us to the chart. In the top left corner, we're going to remove this volume indicator, the bottom right hand corner, we're going to click on the time zone where it says UTC. We're going to select UTC -4. We're going to go onto the 1 hour time frame. Then in the top right hand corner here where you see go to, we're going to go to custom settings, and where it says next day open, we are going to do 9 a.m. What this does is allows us to go straight to 9 a.m. by clicking next day open right here under the go to tab. So next day open here, and it is going to take us right to the 8 a.m. candle where we are going to mark the high and the low. And this is where the backtest starts, guys. I'll see you later with the analytics. All right, guys, and unfortunately, this challenge did not pass. It failed rather quickly in just under 12 trades with 10 losses in a row, as you can see here. January 17th was a loss. Sorry, January 20th was a loss. January 23rd was a loss. The 27th was a loss. The 28th was a loss. The 8th, 14th, so on. There were 2 wins here. I am actually going to test another data set. I'm going to try doing it in maybe May to see if I can get different results. But I will attach the trade log here to the description so that you're able to download the PDF and see every single trade that I took. All right, as you can see here, failed the challenge, 16.7% win rate. And here you can see every single trade that I took. You can see that I marked the low and the high of the 8 to 9 a.m. candle. We got the sweep. We got the close back in on the 5-minute time frame. Then he says to wait for a liquidity sweep and then a break of structure. A change in the state of delivery, which is going to be these series of down close candles. We closed above it. We entered. We won. Same thing here. And then here you can see our first loss. We had our on the 5-minute time frame, we had price take out liquidity, close back inside of that 8 to 9 a.m. candle. We had a liquidity sweep right here. You can see the high of this candle was swept by this candle. We had a change in the state of delivery here, closing below these last up close candles that took out that liquidity. We entered and we were in profit here for a little bit, and then it completely went into the opposite direction. Same thing here. You can see on the this is the 1-minute time frame, but on the 5-minute time frame, we took out liquidity. We closed back inside of the range. Here you can see that there was a high. I'm sorry, let me enlarge this. Here you can see that there was a high created. We had the high taken out. We had a change in the state of delivery, closing below these up close candles. So we go ahead and enter on the retest, went into profit a little bit, and completely went into the opposite direction. Same thing here. On the 5-minute time frame, we took out liquidity, closed back inside of the range. You can see that there was a low created right here. We swept that low, and we had a change in the state of delivery right here, closing above these down close candles. We enter on the retest, and it just went straight into our loss. So let me know in the comments if you want me to test another data set. This is kind of the same thing with Casper. We lost 10 trades in a row, guys. I max drawdown is almost 10% here, as you can see. I would most likely, at least in this data set, would not trade the strategy. But let me know in the comments if you want me to test another data set and to see if we can get different results. But unfortunately, this one by Simplified Trader is going to be a no-go for me. Again, you can find this trade log in the description for you to download so that you can take a look. And moving forward, I will provide screenshots of every single trade that I take during the backtest so that you can use it for reference. So you can see why some trades lost, maybe a look for other confluences. But here you can see again another loss on the 5-minute time frame. We took out that liquidity. We closed back inside the range. We had a high created here. We had a liquidity sweep of that high, and we had a change in the state of delivery right here in this candle, closing below these last up close candles, and it went straight to our stop loss. And same thing here, 5-minute time frame, took out liquidity, closed back inside of the range. We have a high here on the 1-minute time frame that we swept, and we had a change in the state of delivery here, closing below these up close candles. We entered, went into profit, and we went straight to stop loss. Same thing here on the 5-minute time frame, took out liquidity, closed back inside the range on the 5-minute time frame. On the 1-minute time frame, you can see that there was a high created here. We swept that high, and then we had a change in the state of delivery, closing below these up close candles, and we went into profit a little bit and completely lost. So let's go over to FXReplay. So here are the analytics on FXReplay. We're going to click on here. We're going to hit session analytics, and we're going to get everything that we need here. Winners were 2, losers were 10, and those losers were in a row, which is why I did not continue to test this strategy in this video, but I will do so if you guys decide you want me to. Let's go over here to the simulator and see if we can run scenarios and see if we would have profited. So here you can see we would have had a 58% win rate on a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio, but we would have only made $200. I will also be running this simulator during every backtest as well to give you guys a good idea of what an ideal risk to reward ratio is for any specific strategy that I test. But this strategy did not pass. You can find the trade log in the description. And please do not forget to check out Earn to Trade, which is the prop firm that I am using. I am looking for a strategy that passes, that I can go ahead and try to test a series out where I take an actual prop firm challenge to see if we can at least reach a payout. If you have any questions or any suggestions on how I can make these videos better for you, please do not be afraid to let me know in the comments. But that is it for this one, guys. Max drawdown of 10%. Now this is only one variation of the 9am CRT model. There are other ones. I keep hearing something about Romeo, but I did take a look at his strategy, and unfortunately I think that new traders or struggling traders would just struggle to understand his strategy because it's not very mechanical. I am mainly testing mechanical trading strategies just so that, because most of my viewers are either new traders or struggling traders that are looking for a strategy to trade. So I want to make it as easy as possible, trying to find a mechanical trading strategy that can pass a prop firm. All right, but that's it for this one, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. I know that it was a small data set with only 12 trades, but we had a drawdown of 10%. I do not think that this strategy is a good idea to continue testing, but I will do so if you let me know. I will drop a part 2 where I test at least a couple more trades just to see how well this performs or how well it doesn't perform. But let me know in the comments, guys. That's it for this one. Take care.